The crystalline throne room of Zephyria Prime fell silent as Queen Veltara's 6 arms trembled against the armrests of her ancient seat. Her compound eyes, each the size of a dinner plate, reflected the holographic display floating before her with an intensity that made even her most trusted advisors step back. "Impossible," she whispered, her voice a harmonic blend of frequencies that resonated through the chamber's living walls. "My daughters have been gone for 73 cycles. The Void Hunters took them beyond the Crimson Nebula. No one returns from there." Admiral Krex, his exoskeleton gleaming under the bioluminescent ceiling, cleared his throat nervously. "Your Majesty, the transmission is genuine. The human vessel Dauntless is requesting permission to dock. They claim to have passengers." Jack Martinez stood on the bridge of his ship, watching the massive alien space station grow larger through the viewport. Beside him, Daisy Chen worked frantically at the navigation console, her fingers dancing across holographic controls that would have seemed impossible to human hands just decades ago. "You sure about this, Jack?" Daisy asked, pushing a strand of black hair from her eyes. "We're about to walk into the heart of the Zephyrian Empire with 3 of their lost princesses. This could go very wrong very fast." Jack's weathered face cracked into a grin. "When has anything we've done ever gone according to plan?" He gestured toward the cargo bay where their 3 unusual passengers waited. "Besides, those girls have been through enough. They deserve to go home." The rescue had been pure chance, or perhaps fate. The Dauntless had been conducting a routine salvage operation near the Crimson Nebula's edge when they detected the faint distress signal. What they'd found defied all logic. A derelict Void Hunter ship, its crew long dead, and 3 young Zephyrian females barely alive in makeshift prison cells. Princess Zaralyn had been the first to speak, her translator struggling with the human language. You are the ones called humans?" she had asked, her forearms wrapped around her younger sisters protectively. "That's right," Jack had replied, kneeling to her level despite the awkwardness of communicating with a being twice his size. "We're here to help." Now, as the Dauntless passed through the station's atmospheric barrier, Jack could see the massive welcoming committee assembled in the docking bay. Hundreds of Zephyrian citizens pressed against the observation windows, their bioluminescent skin patterns pulsing with excitement and disbelief. "Docking procedures complete," Daisy announced. "External atmosphere is compatible. Jack, they're rolling out what looks like a red carpet made of living coral." Jack straightened his jacket, the closest thing to formal attire he owned, and headed toward the cargo bay. The 3 princesses waited there, their once tattered garments replaced with simple human clothing that Daisy had modified to fit their unique physiology. "Ready to see your mother?" Jack asked Princess Zaralyn. The eldest princess, barely equivalent to a human teenager despite her imposing size, nodded solemnly. "Human Jack, we cannot repay what you have done. In Zephyrian culture, a life debt—" "Hey," Jack interrupted gently. "No debts between friends, right? Besides, any parent would do the same for their kids." As the airlock hissed open, a wave of alien air rushed in, carrying scents of ozone and exotic flowers. The docking bay fell silent as Jack emerged first, followed by Daisy and then the 3 princesses. Queen Veltara stood at the center of the welcoming party, her royal guard flanking her in perfect formation. For a moment that stretched into eternity, mother and daughter stared at each other across the vast space. Then Princess Zaralyn broke into a run, her 3 younger siblings close behind. The reunion was a symphony of harmonic wails and chittering vocalizations that needed no translation. The Queen's 6 arms enveloped her daughters as bioluminescent tears streamed down her face. "My children," she sang, her voice carrying across the bay. "My beautiful, brave children." Jack felt Daisy's hand slip into his as they watched the family embrace. Around them, the entire docking bay erupted in celebration. Alien voices raised in joy, light patterns dancing across every surface. Finally, Queen Veltara approached them, her daughters still clinging to her sides. When she spoke, her words were carefully chosen in perfect, if formal, English. "Humans Jack Martinez and Daisy Chen," she began, her voice carrying the weight of absolute authority. "You have returned to me that which I valued above my crown, my empire, my very life. How does one repay such a gift?" Jack scratched his head, genuinely uncomfortable with the attention. "Your Majesty, we just did what anyone would do. Your daughters are brave girls. They never gave up hope of coming home." "Perhaps," the Queen replied, "but it was human hands that opened their cage, Human hearts that chose compassion over profit, when you could have sold them to the highest bidder. Human courage that brought them through dangers that claimed entire Zephyrian fleets. She gestured to her advisors, and Admiral Krex stepped forward carrying an ornate crystal disc. "This is the Star of Zephyria," the Queen announced. "It has been held by only 12 beings in our recorded history. Each was someone who changed the fate of our people." She held it out to Jack. "You are the first human to receive this honor." Jack accepted the disc with shaking hands, its surface warm and pulsing with inner light. "Thank you, Your Majesty. We're honored." "The honor is ours," Queen Veltara replied. "Today, humanity has proven that the greatest strength in the universe is not found in weapons or technology, but in the simple choice to help those who cannot help themselves." As the celebration continued around them, Daisy leaned close to Jack. "So what's our next salvage job?" Jack grinned, watching as Princess Zaralyn taught a group of human reporters the traditional Zephyrian greeting dance. "I don't know, but something tells me it won't be nearly as rewarding as this one." The Queen's laughter, a sound like silver bells in a gentle breeze, echoed through the chamber as her daughters shared stories of their human rescuers. In that moment, two species, so different yet so alike, celebrated the universal truth that heroes come in all forms, and sometimes the smallest acts of kindness echo across the stars. The galaxy had witnessed something remarkable that day, proof that humanity's greatest export wasn't technology or resources, but hope itself.